Vision Norfolk Annual Report, 2022-2023. Chair's Message. When I wrote my message this time last year, we were just emerging from COVID. This time, I'm delighted to be able to report on a year which has seen Vision Norfolk re-energize the services it offers vision-impaired people in Norfolk, as well as take some major and necessary steps to transform the charity so that it is fit for the future. The year saw the completion of the sale of our care home, Thomas Taywell House. This was a bittersweet moment. TTH has been a big part of Vision Norfolk for many years, but changes in the regulatory and financial environment meant that managing a standalone care home was not really viable. I'm delighted that the home is now in the excellent hands of the Black Swan Care Group, a very highly regarded provider, in whose hands the home, its staff, and most importantly its residents will go from strength to strength. Black Swan is already investing in the home to improve the quality of care it provides. The sale was a very complex process, and I would like to thank the many people who worked so hard to make it happen. Thomas Taywell House may no longer be in the hands of Vision Norfolk, but it is very much still there, and its future is secure. As one door closed, another opened. One of the direct benefits of the sale was that it freed up resources to invest in Hammond Court, our supported living accommodation in Norwich, which was built 43 years ago. The year saw the launch of an extensive program to significantly upgrade the 20 flats in the complex, including expanding 13 bedsit studios into one-bedroom flats, installing new adapted kitchens and bathrooms, and adding patio doors in every flat. This is now complete, and Phase 2 is about to start. I wrote last year about a very generous legacy, which helped us to emerge from the pandemic on a more stable footing. At a time when traditional fundraising and trust and foundation grant giving has never been more stretched, legacies remain a vital part of our funding. I am pleased to report that we have received legacies totaling more than £400,000 this year. We are extremely grateful to those who chose to remember the charity in their wills, which has enabled us to invest and expand what we do. One of the most important parts of that growth has been the creation of a new community outreach team, which will enable us to support more vision-impaired people across Norfolk to lead independent lives in their own homes. This year has also seen the reinvigoration of our activities program, run from our hubs in Kings Lynn, Norwich, and Great Yarmouth. This vibrant lineup of social, sporting, and leisure activities is a key part of supporting those living with sight loss to avoid the social isolation which can so accompany sight loss. The expansion in activity has also applied to our Children, Young People, and Families program, which provides emotional and practical support to families with a visually impaired young person, as well as specialist information, advice, guidance, and signposting to other relevant organizations. The young people continue to enjoy a wide-ranging program of activities. Much of this activity is only possible because of the amazing support provided by our army of volunteers. The pandemic was just as tough for them as it was for all of us, and many found themselves shielding. We are so grateful that so many have returned to offer their services. But as we expand our programs, we need more. And we encourage anyone considering it to come forward and discover just how rewarding and fun being a volunteer can be. Finally, I would like to thank everyone who has worked so hard to put the charity in the strong position it finds itself in as we close our 217th year. That includes staff, trustees, volunteers, fundraisers, funders, and donors, and of course our wonderful clients, whose resolute cheerfulness and determination makes it all worthwhile. On a personal note, after a 3-year wait, I finally met my new guide dog, Mabel, earlier this year. Living without a guide dog for so long made me realize how important independence is for people living with sight loss. She has put the spring back into my step. I am proud that after a couple of years of transition, Vision Norfolk is in a strong position to help all vision-impaired people in Norfolk lead fulfilled and independent lives. Karen Norton, Chair of Trustees. Chief Executive's Message. As this annual review reveals, 2022-2023 was another year of transition for Vision Norfolk, but a positive one, and one which has firmly put the charity on a strong foundation for the future. The year has seen the full reopening of our hubs in Kings Lynn, Norwich, and Great Yarmouth. It has seen the completion of the sale of our care home, Thomas Taywell House. It has seen a major refurbishment program at our supported living accommodation, Hammond Court. It has seen the creation of our new community outreach service, and it has seen a significant growth on our activities program. As we look to the future, it is important that our focus is not just on the next 12 months, but further ahead. That is why we have developed a new strategy entitled A Shared Vision, the key elements of which are outlined over leaf. As we look to deliver our 4 key strategic priorities over the next 5 years, we need to be realistic about the challenges we face, but I remain optimistic that we are in a good place to overcome them and succeed. We now have the right structure, the right board, and the right staff to achieve our goals. Our main priority for the coming years will be reaching out to more vision-impaired people across the county, ensuring that they receive the right support at the right time and in the right place. We know that the need is huge and will continue to grow, and we will develop our services to meet this demand head-on. Our renowned eye clinic liaison officers, also known as ECLOs, are central to this, as they are well placed to engage people at the point of their diagnosis. Our new community outreach service also plays an essential role in providing a person-centered, place-based approach to supporting the vision-impaired population of Norfolk. Our inclusion and well-being teams continue to provide a range of social and leisure activities which improve people's confidence, increase social connections, and reduce instances of social isolation. We will continue to invest in all of our services to ensure we can reach more people who need our support. As well as reaching more people, we need to continue to develop and improve our services. I am very grateful to the members of the Vision Norfolk user group who help us do just that. No one is better placed to understand the needs of people living with sight loss than those who are experiencing it for themselves, and the user group has been invaluable in shaping our strategy, developing our services, and bringing forward our community outreach service. We will again look to invest and expand the ways in which the voice of our service users can help us shape our services. Perhaps the most important factor in being able to deliver all of this is our workforce. Our staff and volunteers are at the heart of everything we do, are our greatest asset and the absolute key to our success. Over the past couple of years, they have experienced a period of considerable change, and I pay tribute to the way they have pulled together to move the charity forward. In recognition of this, we have committed to putting our people at the very center of our approach, encouraging a people-first culture where we value people's experiences and well-being. A central part of that strategy is ensuring that our staff are properly rewarded for their commitment, dedication, and hard work. We are proud to announce that we have made the commitment to become a real living wage employer, achieving our accreditation in the spring. However, we recognize that we need to continue employing the best people and ensuring they are valued in order to deliver the high-quality services which we aspire to for our clients. Funding, of course, remains a priority. We have been extremely fortunate to benefit from more than one very generous legacy over the past 2 years. And the sale of Thomas Taywell House has freed up resources that we can invest in local communities. But the funding environment remains very challenging, and we will need to continue to explore new ways of raising the money we need to deliver our services in a sustainable way, and best meet the needs of those we support. Despite the challenges, Vision Norfolk has a sound platform to deliver the strategy we have set ourselves. We have a clear vision and mission and clear strategic priorities. Now we must get on and deliver that strategy so that we can provide the best possible outcomes for vision-impaired people in Norfolk. Andrew Mortar, Chief Executive. 5-Year Strategy, A Shared Vision. A Shared Vision is the name given to Vision Norfolk's new 5-year strategy, which runs from 2023 to 2028. The strategy is focused on how Vision Norfolk can continue to develop and improve for the benefit of vision-impaired people in Norfolk. It outlines a clear process for breaking down its long-term aims into manageable action, allowing the charity to track progress and stay on course. In developing the strategy, we listened to many voices. We heard directly from people using our services, asking them what they valued about our work and what they would like to see us focus on in the future. We consulted with our staff and volunteers to find out how they felt we were doing and what we could do to make Vision Norfolk a better workplace. We worked closely with colleagues and commissioners from other organizations from across the voluntary, community, and social enterprise, VCSE, and statutory sectors, and discussed how we could make a bigger difference for our communities. We undertook assessments of our own impact and performance in the context of our client needs and situations, and the wider environment locally and nationally. We also considered the socio-political climate, the commissioning, funding, and organizational strategies of key agencies, impact reports, research documents, and more. We brought together all of this information and knowledge to identify the best approach to achieving our vision and strategic intent over the next 5 years. Our vision: all vision-impaired people in Norfolk live independent and fulfilled lives. Our mission: to improve the confidence, skills, and social engagement of vision-impaired people of all ages in Norfolk by delivering high-quality services and practical and emotional support which enable them to live independent and fulfilled lives. Our 4 strategic priorities: grow current levels of service to ensure we reach the people who need us most. Improve the quality, effectiveness, and impact of our services. Improve the financial strength and resilience of the charity. Build strategic partnerships to develop Vision Norfolk as a credible leader within the voluntary and sight loss sectors. From strategy to reality. The strategy has been translated into action plans, which outline specific milestones which we will achieve over the next 5 years. These strategic action plans will be broken down into operational plans, which will be delivered by our dedicated staff and volunteer teams. Our progress will be measured by the use of key performance indicators, which will help the trustees and the leadership team to measure progress against key targets. Our core values: integrity. We are committed to being open, honest, and transparent in everything we do. We will always try to do our best and hold ourselves to the highest possible standards. Determination. We are relentlessly dedicated to our mission, resilient, and care deeply for our work and our beneficiaries. We will not give up until we have successfully delivered on our goals. Empathy. We are aware and sensitive to the feelings and emotions of our service users, and treat one another with respect, courtesy, and compassion. Accountability. As individuals, we are responsible and accountable for our words, actions, and behavior. We take individual and collective ownership for our actions, and are willing to explain and justify them when necessary. Leadership. We set direction and help ourselves and others to succeed, to move forward by inspiring and motivating, and make positive changes for us and those around us. Photo montage captions. Vision-impaired people in West Norfolk added a string to their bow by taking part in indoor archery sessions, with the help of a grant from Kings Lynn and West Norfolk Borough Council. Vision-impaired youngsters George Edwards and Marcus Dunn told NPs about the needs of young people living with sight loss at a special forum at the Houses of Parliament. Working with the Nancy Oldfield Trust, a group of vision-impaired sailing enthusiasts have been enjoying getting out on the Norfolk Broads. A group from the Great Yarmouth Hub was given special access to the treasures of Norwich Cathedral, including the chance to get hands-on with the building's architecture, decorations, and ecclesiastical features. Firefighters from Great Yarmouth's fire station dropped in on a coffee morning for vision-impaired people in the town to talk to them about fire safety and to offer extra assistance to make sure they are safe in their homes. West Norfolk knitters get together every month for a knit and natter session where they can spin yarns of every description. Play sessions for preschool children living with sight loss are a great place for parents and carers to socialize too. As part of the Children, Young People, and Families Activity Program, groups have enjoyed several visits to the Habus Activity Center for a day of adventure. A new choir for vision-impaired people in West Norfolk was set up in a joint initiative between Vision Norfolk and Kings Lynn Performing Arts Hub, The Workshop. A group of vision-impaired youngsters enjoyed snow tubing at the Whitlingham Dry Ski Slope. A group of staff and volunteers braved dreadful weather to conquer Mount Snowdon to raise more than £3,000 for the Children, Young People, and Families program. Members of the Vision Norfolk Heritage Group enjoyed a special hands-on visit to the Bridewell Museum of Norwich to learn about Norfolk's shoemaking history. The Children, Young People, and Families Christmas party was complete with its very own snowstorm. A group were given a behind-the-scenes tour at the Theatre Royal Norwich for enjoying the panto. Staff and volunteers delivered dozens of sumptuous afternoon tea boxes to vision-impaired people across Norfolk to help them celebrate the late Queen's Platinum Jubilee. Facts and figures. 877. Support calls made by Vision Norfolk staff to vision-impaired people in the county. 3,774. Calls made by volunteers via our TeleFriend service during the year. 64. Families attended events in the Children, Young People, and Families program. 42. Referrals received for children newly diagnosed with sight loss. 275. New referrals received for adults newly diagnosed with sight loss. 372. Activity sessions completed during the year. Audiobook clubs, heritage group, theater visits, coffee mornings, sports including yoga, archery, bocce, and darts, arts and crafts including knitting, weaving, art and photography, creative writing, games mornings, walks and rambles. 1,200 people took part in activity sessions. Vision Norfolk volunteers. The contribution made by volunteers to Norfolk's sight loss charity was celebrated during National Volunteers Week with a special trip aboard the North Norfolk Railway. Around 30 of the more than 100 volunteers who support Vision Norfolk were treated to coffee and pastries aboard a train pulled by a 1959 Black Prince steam locomotive. The event was to recognize the work done by the charity's team of volunteers who come from a wide range of backgrounds and who undertake a huge range of activities. Vision Norfolk Chair of Trustees Karen Norton welcomed the volunteers on board the train at Halt Station before they enjoyed refreshments while en route for Sheringham, where they spent a couple of hours before making the return trip. Mrs. Norton said, quote, "Without our wonderful volunteers, we would simply not be able to offer the range of services that we do for vision-impaired people across Norfolk. The demand for our services continue to grow, and it is only through the dedication and loyalty of our army of volunteers that we are able to meet that demand. Volunteering is a richly rewarding thing to do, and we would very much welcome anyone who is thinking of volunteering some time to consider helping Vision Norfolk." End quote. Volunteer case study. Dawn Barber. Vision Norfolk volunteer Dawn Barber started giving her time at the charity's Great Yarmouth Hub after she retired 2 years ago, and now regards its clients and hubs as her Vision Norfolk family. A former Children and Families outreach worker at Great Yarmouth and Golston Children's Center, Dawn was already volunteering for animal charity, the Cinnamon Trust, while she was still working, but had always planned to find new volunteering opportunities when she stopped working. Dawn says, quote, "I missed being part of the community and both the sense of purpose and social interaction which my job had offered me, so I knew I wanted to do more volunteering when I had the time to do so." End quote. After a year of working with the Great Yarmouth and Golston Food Bank, a friend mentioned that Vision Norfolk was looking for more volunteers as the charity started to ramp up its activities program again following the pandemic. She then spoke to the Great Yarmouth volunteer coordinator, Catherine Bond, and realized that their paths had crossed in a previous life, and she knew it was meant to be. Dawn said, quote, From the first time I walked through the door of the Yarmouth Hub, I felt at home. I love going to the Hub and helping on the outings. They are a fab, fun bunch of people, and we have so many laughs. You really feel part of something when you go there. I have learned so many new things, and it has given me a new confidence and empowered me. I decided to volunteer because I wanted to put something back. In fact, it's a real two-way street. I get so much out of it myself." End quote. Dawn helps with guiding clients on the busy program of outings, as well as visiting the Hub once a week. Within a short period of time, she felt a real part of the team. Quote, "They are like my Vision Norfolk family. They always check in on me and remember to ask how I am. It is so much fun and so rewarding. I would encourage anyone who is thinking about volunteering for Vision Norfolk to do it." End quote. Sidebar. Would you like to offer your services as a volunteer for Vision Norfolk? Our team of volunteers undertake a huge range of activities, including helping at sports and leisure activities, advising at eye clinics, being telefriends, driving, fundraising, escorting and guiding, and working in the charity's equipment and information centers. For more information, go to www.visionnorfolk.org.uk/get-involved/volunteer. Email volunteers@visionnorfolk.org.uk or call on 01603 573 000. The financial year. Following last year, when we benefited from a very large legacy, 2022-2023 was another unique year financially, but one which ended with the charity in a more stable position to move forward. After the exceptional boost provided by the legacy last year, we expected income in 2022-2023 to reduce significantly. At a time when all charities are finding fundraising challenging and when costs are soaring, Vision Norfolk would be facing significant year-on-year deficits without legacy income. It underlines just how important legacies are to the financial well-being of our charity. Following several years of a challenging operational environment, the trustees made the difficult decision to sell our care home, Thomas Taywell House. Managing a standalone care home in the context of increased regulation, difficulties in recruiting qualified staff, and reduced income had become increasingly difficult. The sale was complete in December 2022, 2/3 of the way through the financial year. This has impacted both our income and expenditure, but the surplus generated from the sale was sufficient to offset our large operating deficit and meant that we are able to report a financial result close to break-even. It is no secret that 2022-2023 presented major challenges to organizations relying on income from investments, such as Vision Norfolk. We are not immune from the financial turbulence, but diligent financial management has limited the impact, and we expect the position to improve over the coming months and years. Although, of course, we do not have a crystal ball on matters economic or political. Legacy income is by its nature something that we cannot plan for, but after last year's very generous legacy, we received a further £408,000 in legacy income this year. We are very grateful indeed to those who choose to remember the charity in this way. The declining trend in traditional fundraising sources, in common with the entire charitable sector, means we are running significant underlying deficit. But after 2 exceptional years, Vision Norfolk has emerged debt-free and with a sound foundation to tackle that deficit, while maintaining and expanding services for vision-impaired people in Norfolk. Julian Foster, Treasurer. Financial charts. Income. Accommodation and care, 41%. Gain on sales of fixed assets, 28%. Legacies, 17%. Investments, 6%. Grants and donations, 5%. Other income, 2%. Fundraising, 1%. Expenditure. Accommodation and care, 53%. IT, marketing, and admin, 12%. County-wide activities, 8%. West Norfolk Hub, 6%. Great Yarmouth Hub, 6%. Norwich Hub, 5%, FR costs 4%, exceptional costs 3%, depreciation 3%. Financial facts. Financial position for the year was break-even, including sale of Thomas Table House care home. Income reduced by 67% on last year, largely due to last year's exceptional £5.3 million legacy and the sale of Thomas Table House. Expenditure reduced by 14% to £2.1 million, much of this due to the sale of Thomas Table House. Investment income and reevaluation losses resulted in a deficit of £50,000. Last year, £232,000 surplus. Net expenditure was £30,000 after an exceptional surplus of £4.8 million last year. The underlying deficit for the year, ignoring the property sale, was £835,000. Charity funds remained £8.9 million, same as last year. The remaining bank loan was repaid, and the charity is now debt-free. Vision Norfolk Annual Review 2022-2023. Norwich Hub, Bradbury Activity Centre, Beckham Place, Edward Street, Norwich, NR3 3DZ 01603 573 000. West Norfolk Hub, Unit 3, Dundee Court, Hamburg Way, Kings Lynn, PE 30 2ND 01553 660 808. Great Yarmouth Hub, 12 Hull Quay, Great Yarmouth, NR30 1HP 01493 745 973. Full financial accounts, details of patrons, presidents, vice presidents, trustees, executive staff, and other officers, along with other statutory information, can be obtained by downloading the charity's 2022-2023 financial statements from www.visionnorfolk.org.uk/about-us/reports. Printed copies can be requested by calling 01603 573 000. To receive this report in other formats, Braille, large print, audio CD and USB, or as a PDF via email, please contact office@visionnorfolk.org.uk or call 01603 573 000. Vision Norfolk is the brand name of Norfolk and Norwich Association for the Blind. Registered charity number 207060.